Hello, it's Meg. I have been alerted to a fun tag by some friends. I know Marlena and Aaron, two very good tarot tubers, did a joint VR to the Tarot Tube Positivity tag to Jack at Greenwood Tarot. And shame on me, I've never seen this channel before and I'm so stoked. Very parasocially involved already. I need Jack and his partner Bella to make vlogs or something. Like, so very fun, very cool. Anyway, how'd you get here? I can't wait to watch when I have time, just watch all of his videos. Anyway, so the tag is, okay. I know I'm like teehee goof troop, but also I'm a very just complex person, just like all of us. And I don't want to be heavy, but I was watching Jack's video and, feeling very, this is relatable. I'm also sober. I'm also a big sad guy. I'm very sad. And I've struggled with that big sadness since I was a small child. And I felt like I sort of cured it in my late 20s with like sobriety. And then also, I think I've talked about this before, how I sort of cured SI with IFS therapy, where it's just like, oh, this feeling of desiring annihilation is like, or like what those things are is like a protector part and things like that. And it's been a really long time since I felt a lot of those things, but for the past year, probably because of hormone stuff, this is a lot. I've been having a really hard time. So I'm really excited about this because this is like, so a lot of the stuff he was talking about too, watch his video, is really good, was like using the sad thoughts as a trigger, like using that as a trigger, like, oh, okay, I need to pivot and like think about something else. And it's such a good reminder. It's so good. So I'm really grateful that like everyone's, people in my orbit have been, as always, like pumping out the content in which we're trying to just enjoy ourselves and have a good time and have people feel good when they leave the space, because things are hard. And I'm really glad that the people pointed this out to me, this tag, and I just realizing right now I forgot a prop that I need for this video and I'm not gonna edit, so let that all sink in, I guess. Okay, hello. I returned. Okay, the first, how do you deal with negative thoughts or feelings? I feel like I don't know. I feel like I used to know. I feel like the answer needs to be like Lexapro or something. Like, I feel like that's where we're at. We're there, I'm trying really hard. And how do I deal with negative thoughts or feelings? The other day I had a big sad and was starting to panic a little bit, just like, oh no. And I cried and I thought about my roommate and I was like, I'm gonna go home and he's gonna be really nice to me. He's probably gonna make me food and make me laugh, try to make me laugh, and I can't wait. And I thought about some friends that I talk to every day or almost every day, and I thought about getting to talk to them. Like, I'm gonna go home. That day I got a big box of decks from my friend Sasha, and I was like crying on the floor somewhere, and I was like, I'm gonna go home and open that big box of decks. And I was just trying to like look into like the future, and Jack talked about like being with it and sitting with it, and like, and the other, when I was watching his video too, it made me think about like non-dual stuff and like trying to, you know, practice that and like get back into like that feeling of like, you know, what is positive and what is negative. And I really, when I'm having a feeling that is like positive, you know, I try not to like grasp onto it. And there just seems to be so much more grasping that I have on negative feelings and also negative memories. And I think that I've talked to someone about that being like like an ADHD thing too, neurodivergent thing potentially. I don't know anything about that though, but it was an interesting thing. Um, but like, I don't know, I just feel like when I'm upset, I mean, yeah, I mean, honestly, when I'm saying it right now and thinking about it just very briefly, it seems like that could be a part of it. Because it's like when it's happening, it's like this is gonna happen forever. It's never gonna end. This is how I feel now. This is how it always is, and it's so difficult to remind myself that these things are temporary. So I think maybe how to deal with negative thoughts would be or feelings is like, this is temporary. And I think too lately, if I'm being so vulnerable, because that's where we're meeting each other in this vulnerable space, is that like, since having children, it's been really hard for me to have control. Like, your amygdala gets bigger. Mine was already overactive, you know, like stuff like that. Like, it's harder to get a grasp on my thoughts. Like, it's a lot of overstimulation, a lot of you know, there are no thoughts. Really, it's like there's too much going on to have them, let alone like be able to sift through them and, you know, stuff like that. It's tough. So I'm trying to figure it out because there's like a lot of new things going on. There's a lot of life. I was at a Tarot to Support a Writing Practice workshop that I was helping with the other day, and my friend who is the writer was like, wow. I was just remembering or realizing that I've only known you for this many years, and in that number of years you've had 2 children. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm unwell. Like, it's really crazy, actually. Anyway, I feel like I'm being probably too personal, but I don't know, I just feel that feels like the vibe. Jack set a tone, you know, like really just being vulnerable, I think. So answer off the top of your head. That was that. Okay. Then pull a card or multiple cards to see what messages the cards give. I'm going to pull the Ephemeral Tarot. I really love this deck so much. This deck gives me Leslie Patterson Marks is so cool, and she's like she's an artist and she's a teacher and also a mom, and like I just feel always so inspired by her presence, like her social media presence, the stuff that she's shared. She has a YouTube channel where she has a video about making prints on fabric using vegetables, and I'm like, dude, I love her. I think she's so cool, and I love this deck. And sorry, I didn't write down the prompts. I have it on my iPad next to me, so I'm like having to unlock the screen every 2 seconds to remind myself what's going on. Okay, so how do you deal with negative thoughts or feelings? And I'm gonna pull some cards from this deck. I love this deck. It smells good. I think it's MPC. Five of Wands. Okay, so how do you deal with negative thoughts or feelings? So this is right away I was like, this is like the inside of my mind, like things sort of fighting each other for like the top spot, but it just ends up being like a jumble of sticks, right? But my second thought was, oh, and it's also on someone's head too. That's hair. That's very interesting, actually. That's making me think of Jodorowsky and Psycho Magic. Just like the symbolism of that. There's like a lot of prescriptive sort of things to do, which maybe I should do something like that, actually. My second thought was dancing. So sometimes when I see this card, I'm just like, okay, when I was, my friends and I used to host like clothing swaps. And one time my friend and I just sort of like unprompted, like we just started like fake fighting and wrestling in a pile of clothes, like grabbing the same shirt and like tugging on it and being like, no, I saw it first, and like freaking out in front of people. But like we were joking. But it was like this sort of like cathartic thing, because every time I would go to these clothing swaps, I would like be afraid that like I'm like someone's gonna take something that I saw first, or you know, like this weird sort of like this weird edgy sort of feeling. And so we just like we we did it, you know. And some people were really uncomfortable because they didn't know that we were joking, or like, but it was like this playing out of like this fear that, or like this tension that like I feel like a lot of people felt. And I guess this is what this is making me think of, sort of like a choreographed like fake cathartic fight, I suppose. And maybe that I need to consider that, for how to deal with negative thoughts or feelings. One time I had an astrology like birth chart reading, and the woman asked me if I work out, and I said no, and she said you have to. And so maybe that's also it. Maybe I just need to get more energy out, and maybe I need to have some more cathartic interactions or stories too. I've been considering that, especially with the Tarot to Supported Writing Practice workshop. It's like I used to write stories and I used to write poetry, and not well, but like, you know, just as a means of, you know, not being sort of oriented towards the product, but the process itself. And I think that that's a lot of stuff that I need to be considering right now, when dealing with a lot of sort of unpleasant or difficult thoughts and feelings. And just also like not even necessarily difficult, but even if it's neutral or whatever, just like a lot of thoughts and feelings. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for this time, the time that I have right now to be able to make this video and to spend some time with you guys, and to be able to watch videos too, because that's not always true. Like I'm not always able to have that time. I'm grateful for my friends, and I want to talk about this book that Thea introduced me to. She introduced it in her Discord a while ago. I think that's where. And it's really cool. So I got this book too. It's 14,000 Things to Be Happy About. And the thing is like I feel like something like this is helpful for me too, because I don't know, when I do like a gratitude journal, I'm like I have a hard time I'm always like, my dog, you know, like I love this. And this book is like memories that revolve around food. Okay, yeah. Happy socks. For sure. Researching a business venture. Silver whistles. That's cool. Using a razor. Okay. Wabi sabi. Yeah. Wabi sabi. The concept of eager beavers. The word and the people. Cowboy boots. A splinter being removed. Pumpkin bread. Double beds. Show and tell. I love that. So basically someone kept this record of things to be grateful for. And I find it very useful as like this reminder when it's just like really hard to think of something. Or it's just like, I picked that yesterday or something like that. So I'm really grateful to Thea for many things often. And this is one of them, but also just I took off my glasses so I could not read, I guess. Okay. And then ask the cards what message pull a card or two to ask what message the cards say about gratitude. Okay, which deck? All right, I'm gonna do that one next. Gratitude. Sorry, there's so many decks around. It's like, ooh, which one shall I choose? I'm gonna do Daydreaming in C2. This is the second printing that was like different saturation that I didn't like, but I do like now. And that's another thing we can think about. Room to change our minds, right? We can change our minds, we can have an experience, and we can allow ourselves to be changed by it, and then also our minds to be changed about it later, right? Sometimes something can be bad, a tarot deck can suck, and then later it can be like, oh, actually it's perfect. Or, you know, like an occurrence too. We can change our minds about how we feel about stuff. Things can be good and then later they can be bad. Okay, what's the thing? Pull a card, message say about gratitude. Judgment. I feel like that's pretty spot on. In this context, I don't want to say much. I feel like I'm chatting a lot in a different way. What else am I feeling or thinking about this particular card? Yeah, just like perspective, right? Like I was saying, you know, something can be good and then it can be bad, but allowing ourselves to be changed by something or to change our minds about something. Yeah. Yes. Like I was really sad, like I was saying the other day, but also I had a really good weekend, you know? Like that was it, in the moment it was so tough and it was like really, I felt fear and I felt all these things, and then in retrospect it was just a small part of like 3 days that were great, you know? I'm choosing to see that way. Okay, spread some love or joy. Pull a card or multiple cards from any deck, whatever comes up, put a positive spin on it to send out to everyone. Okay, I'm picking the Queer Tarot for this one. I love this deck, and I feel like I don't usually like love a mass market deck, but this one's really good. I really like it. It looks really good with the people who did the Pulp Girls Tarot. Are they the Pulp Girls? They did a numerology oracle, and these two together read really well. I don't have that one over here, so hopefully you can just believe me, but they look really good. Wait, I was gonna pull a card. Well, the Fool's nice for that. I thought I was just talking about the deck and doing a flip through. That's so funny. But yeah, they read really, really well together too. I love this deck. Sylvain at Sylvain Deadly Sins just did a video about Pride stuff. Pride stuff. It's Pride Month, and being an ally, and just got this deck and had a lot of really cool things to say about this deck and like the people that are in it. It reminded me that I love this deck too, and I had to go get it out, and I'll get the numerology one too. Okay, so we're spreading some love or joy during Pride Month with the Queer Tarot, hopefully. Okay, positive spin on it. The Lovers. Aw, well, I don't know. I think that's nice. The Lovers from the Queer Tarot on Pride Month, I think that's just fine, you know? Love wins. It's so cool. I think the only thing I didn't like about this deck when I first got it, I'm gonna put this one over here, is that their lips are not defined. And I was like, oh no, I need to put like a little line or something in there. But the colors and everything is just so, my love for this deck wins. And the colors and stuff, it's so good. Also, I really do love that it's like every single person, or every single like, you know, person depicted on this in this deck is an actual person. There's like a model, and Sylvain was talking about that, and I liked that reminder and that aspect of this deck. So I mean, the deck does it. The deck spreads the love, and that's what I don't know, I love being able to talk about decks and how we feel about that different art and our practices and stuff like that. I think that by making these videos, hopefully, you know, we're spreading love and joy. That is the hope. That is what one hopes. Just meeting each other where we're at. 4, what makes you happy? With some things that bring you joy, and then pull a card or more to see what the cards have to say about bringing more happiness into it. This tag is really good. This is very fun. I'm having a really nice time. What makes me happy? I think like there's a lot of things. I have a list of 14,000 things to be happy about. But also, I don't know, it's hard to like think about that, you know, like it's hard. I guess sometimes it's just harder to, it's scary. My children make me really happy. They also, you know, there's a lot of emotions there, but they make me really happy, like happier than anything ever has. And yeah, and the specifically not just like them, but like if I wanted to get into details about that, like them like learning new things, like learning the word and then using it only in the context of saying pee and poop. Like, you know, I don't know, I'm just like, yeah, dude, correct, pee and poop. Like just like, I don't know. It's amazing. It's incredible. It makes me so happy. That's something I'm extremely grateful for. Like what an incredible opportunity to witness something like this. Like people learning to walk and like talk and eat food. Like my baby's learning how to eat food. That's crazy. And this is the second time I've done that. Like, I don't know. It's really wild. I don't know, that makes me happy. Reading the same book 5 times in a row makes me happy. Being outside, getting to be outside and not having to like put tons of clothes on right now is really nice. That makes me happy. Tarot decks, reading tarot, pulling a card, having a situation where you're like, how spread some love or joy. I'm using the queer tarot and then it's the Lover's card, something like that happening, like that makes me happy. When the cards fit like that. I co-host a tarot club. That makes me happy. I love meeting new people who are just getting into tarot and having them find a deck that they really like and are connecting with, talking to them about stuff like that. All of that stuff makes me happy. Getting to talk to my friends. I feel like it's like a lot of things that make me happy also revolve around like tarot stuff too, which is, I don't know, it feels like a lot of eggs in one basket, which makes me feel vulnerable in a way. But I also think that that's good. I think that's a good thing. This is making me happy right now. This beautiful box. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna pick a card. Which deck? I'm gonna do, let me see how many more. So many decks. Okay, War of Entumpi. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna pick a deck. I'm gonna pick this one that's right here, which is sort of a weird one to pick, I suppose. No, I'm gonna do 2 bugs. I feel like something about this is like a queer deck to me. And it's a part of that now. With this. Yeah, I'm sorry. Wait. 2 bugs tarot? Sounds weird. Amazing. Okay. Also the pink backs of this, they make me happy. It's just like plain pink backs. Like I just could... One time, I've told you guys this story, but it just made me think of it, which also makes me happy. Johnny Key did that really good rebacking of the Creativity Oracle, and she was here visiting, and like I just went through the entire deck looking at the backs. I was like, whoa. And I forgot which one was my favorite back, because they were all just like a little bit different. But that made me happy. It's so fun when you get to see something like that in person. Okay. All right. Bringing more happiness into your life. 2 of Cups. Wow. Yeah. I think that's true. I think that it's been a really hard time. I mean, this just feels like love in general. But also just having some like more one-on-one time, or not even one-on-one, but just like more time. This could be for me too. Just, and I feel like I am carving out more space now for just like moments, I suppose. I'm going to interpret this as like moments. For me and you. I don't know, I haven't hung out with my roommate in a while. Like we usually are like really focused on, like, he works second shift, and then like a lot of the times we're just always hanging out with the kids, and we're best friends, and we were always hanging out all the time. Well, not all the time. We're both also very like solitary people. But I think I want to, I don't know, try to do something fun, you know? I feel like it would make everyone happier if we figured out a time. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain without being like more personal. And I'm okay with being personal about myself, but because it's my YouTube channel. It's not Megan's roommate's channel, like that's not what's happening. Okay, 5, how do you treat yourself? As in, what's some stuff you do to give yourself a treat? I am not very kind to myself. I am really hard on myself, but I'm learning now, like, there's just no choice, really. There's not a choice. For months and months and months, I was really freaking out about like the state of things, like, oh my gosh, like my room is so messy, or like this or that. And it's just like, well, you have a toddler and a newborn or a baby or whatever, like you're spending like hours every day doing dishes. Like, it's like some things have to like be, there's priorities. Like I was telling a friend today that the priorities, it's not, tidying up some like box or something like that. It's spending time outside with my kids, or spending time outside for myself too, and maybe that's the, how do you treat yourself? So I'm trying to learn to be more, like wiggle room, not, because like those things aren't also gonna be accomplished or done, and my brain is just so like, gotta do this, but just making more space for like the things that I feel are more important and matter. And that's outside time for me, getting some sun, enjoying the warmth, and the birds and the trees and the lilacs that are now gone, but whatever's next. There's beautiful fuzzy mullein growing in the front yard, And it makes me so happy. Another thing that makes me happy, every time I see it, I just, oh gosh, it's like seeing a friend, you know? Um, it's wonderful. So I guess that's, I'm, I'm trying to treat myself better and not be so hard on myself, but also other people too. Cause that was another thing, is like, you know, this, it was sort of reflecting out in this way of like, you know, we, to, we have to, it needs to be cleaner. Like things need to be better. And sort of spiraling out. I think I made a video talking about like the therapy stuff that I was doing, and one of it was like, you know, if the dishes aren't done, my sons will be freaks or something. You know, like they're not gonna know how to do anything, which is super silly. So just learning to slow down and take steps back from being so rough and tough. And I've been trying, you know, it's like I talk about this too, where it's, you know, this spiral where or Trocos, the wheel. We come back to this spot, and we're not, at the beginning it was here, and then it'll come back around again and it'll be here. So we have the same experiences, but things are just slightly changed and different. And it feels like I have to go through that a lot. With stuff. Answer the question and pull card. Okay. How do you treat yourself? And what's some stuff, as in what's some stuff you do to give yourself a treat? Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, you guys. I did it where I don't know the right thing. How do you treat yourself? He meant like, how do you have a nice little, here's a little treat. Oh my god. Not like, how do you treat yourself? Oh man. Well, it wouldn't be a MagTag VR if I didn't do it wrong. So, okay, how do I treat myself? Well, I don't know. I think I just take some time away. I'm co-hosting the Tarot Club stuff, and my people around me are, you know, helping me to take care of my children so that I can go do some stuff like that sometimes. And I think that that's important. Today I went to the doctor for like 3 hours, and afterwards I went to the grocery store and I bought a bunch of fruit, and these vegan cookies that, well, actually no, the ones I got this time are not vegan, but I'll talk about those in a different video sometime. And that felt like a treat. Like I love going to the bougie, like expensive weird health food store and like spending too much money. Although the fruit's on sale right now, which is sick. Anyway, I enjoy doing that. Just like getting to go somewhere. Like I was singing Pink, Just Like a Pill, in my car really loud, and like driving in my little car, and I love my little car. And that's how I was like, this makes me feel good. so I think that that's gonna be how I treat myself. I'm gonna say that. And then I'm gonna pull some cards. I'm gonna keep pulling decks I think are queer. Or I'm just using that as like an umbrella term for LGBTQ decks, I guess. This is Carnival at the end of the world. Okay, so how do you treat yourself? This deck is a no-no for me in the summer because it feels slimy to me, but right now it's okay. King of Swords. Interesting. I'm ignoring. So in this card, what it's making me feel and think and whatnot is, I guess realizing and witnessing too that when it's like I'm being asked the question, what makes me happy, and I'm like, oh gee, I don't know, but then I'm in the next prompt talking about seeing the mullein in the yard, and that makes me happy. And this makes me think of that, where like I am this is what I feel like, not the king, but just made of swords, like a jumble of like thoughts and feelings and tasks and all this stuff. But then I'm being a badass for sure, but also able to take a moment and see the mullein, and or smell the cedar or the trees, and just be like, oh, this is very nice, thank you, hello friend. And I think that that's a small way that I treat myself to a little moment. And that makes me feel good. That makes me feel happy about that. All right. What's the next deck you plan to bring into your collection? I really want the Hour Tarot, Oracle of Unknown Reasons. Would I say tarot? Oracle of Unknown Reasons. It's an oracle deck by 9 Lives Made, Sarah. I really want that one. I can't decide. I want the Superior Smooth so bad. But also, I want to support A Ripple in Time. And they have the Eco Herbage. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. But that's one of the decks that I want to bring in. I've seen it paired with the Ephemeral Tarot, which was the first deck, and I'm very obsessed with that pairing. I think Erin, who I also mentioned, Witch of Saturn, paired that in like on an Instagram post, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh no. I was like, I need it quicker than I thought. So I do plan to get that one at some point soon. I can't think of. I mean, there are several. I still don't have the Serpentine Tarot. I'm probably gonna get that soon. I can only get it next month, so I'm gonna do that. And I don't know. I'm sure I have a list or like a tab open, or there's a bunch of NPC decks that I want to get to, but it's kind of tough. And I'm definitely pre-ordering the When I Was Here Oracle. I have a prototype, and I really, really, really like it. So I'm gonna do that at some point too. And I don't know. There's so many. It's so fun. But I'm being very slow and intentional. Oh, I want to get Sacred Symbols. And I think I'm getting that secondhand from a friend, but I just got to think about it for a second. But I really want that one. I saw a pairing with that, and it's been in my list in my cart for a really long time, the Mass Market Sacred Symbols. And it's oh man, the pairing, I can't remember who did it. Trail Magic, perhaps. Trail Magic Tarot. I don't remember. But I'll talk about it in a video at some other point when I'm showing it that I've done it. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting really sidetracked. Okay, so that's the question. What's your unicorn deck or decks? I'll never tell. I don't like to talk about it. I can't think of, I don't know. A unicorn deck that I got this year was the Vampire Tarot. Pretty sure that was this year. Yeah. And also the I don't know. You know? Indie Serpentine. Anyway, that's probably annoying because it's going to happen and we're all going to have it. It's going to be great. Okay. Show some cards from a deck that brings you joy, that is a go-to easy reader deck, something that lifts your spirits. All right, this is my Sacred Rose Tarot. This is one of my fallback tarot decks when I'm like, ooh, I don't know what to read with. And I'm not sure that it like specifically lifts my spirits, but the fact that it reads so well for me, especially with the Celestis Oracle, which is those are their besties. That lifts my spirits. So I'm trying to think of a unicorn deck. I really just can't right now. Oh, okay, I have a few I'm thinking of, but I really don't like to talk about it. I don't know. The Fool. That's fun. I do feel like I'm being quite foolish right now. Okay, so show some cards. Well, we picked this card, but here. The Empress. Here's the Six of Wands. I show this deck all the time though, so I'm not sure we really need to see more of it. Oh, another deck. Hold on. I'm going to show a few, actually. Wait, what's the next prompt? Show some cards from a deck that brings you joy. Show some cards from a deck that makes you feel warm and comfy. Okay, well, we'll say that this one is that. I love this tag. This is so fun. Okay. My Flower Speaks Oracle. Oh, goodness gracious. Horrible. So embarrassing when that happens. No, I don't care. I'm funny. I'm just not going to do that. Oh my gosh, the screen keeps going away. Gotta keep it alive. Okay. Okay, so this is a deck that makes me feel warm and comfy. A deck that you would use for deeper readings that makes you happy every time you see it. This deck makes me happy every time I see it. I have like little laminated cards from this deck that I made for a project years ago. And also like court cards, just the queens actually, from several different decks, and they've become like my children's toys. So they're always like playing with these cards from this deck. This is one of my favorite cards, of course, and I'm gonna try to find Truth Hawkweed. This one, I have like multiple copies of it. I pulled it today actually. This is one of my favorite cards ever. Trust White Rose, Illumination, Sacred Datura, the Death card. Peace, Star of Bethlehem. This one comes up a lot too. It's one of my favorite flowers as well. Dandelion, amazing for strength. Iris. Lady's Mantle Healing, that's one. Renewal Fireweed, that's also like around my house. My baby's just playing with it. Bleeding Heart. I'm going really fast. Anyway, I love this deck so much. Today and for the foreseeable future, I will be pairing it with, I'm going to show you. This is, I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm going to show it to you. Oh wait, I can't because I don't have all the decks over here. Never mind. I'm so sorry. Suspense. I have to gatekeep. All right. Pull a card or multiple cards from that last deck to give a parting message to everyone. Okay. Okay. Wow. And then it says thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. All right. I feel like I should get a tarot deck in here. Wow, are you kidding me? Yes. That's amazing. Okay, I'll pull another one. Oh, okay, very cool. guys. I'm tempted to keep going. So we have Acceptance, the Pansy, and this, all right, I've told this story before. This is Ruth, short for Truth, okay? And she is a guide, a watcher, something. I don't know. She's just been there, and that's her, and I love her. And then there's the Sacred Datura, Illumination. I wonder, I feel like this is, you know, it's very... I need the big book. I think it says it in there. This always reminds me of like Eastern deity sort of, because he's kind of blue. He's got some blue stuff going on. I want to keep pulling cards. Oh my god, you guys, this is crazy, beautiful. One of my other favorite cards, Desire, Rose, Sacred Datura. The spiral. I think that what I want to say is these are my faves. These are my faves. And maybe if you feel called to one of them specifically, you want to investigate that a little bit, you know? Maybe do a little journey with Datura or Rose or Pansy and see what comes up. That could be cool. That sounds fun to me. Okay. Wow. Also, Acceptance, Illumination, Desire. So it's so what I hope for the space. Anyway, I'm getting hungry and also tired, so I'm gonna go. Hold on, is there more? Oh man, I wish there was more. So fun. I guess I'll just, I had other decks here too, but I'll just, you know, I'll just forget about it. It's okay. Okay, I'm gonna watch Marlena and Aaron's video and other ones that people did of this, because I think it's really fun. And I'm really excited to watch more of Jack's videos. Oh, also, wait. Hold on. Jack is making a tarot deck? I don't know. I saw videos on his channel, on his page of like, and he talked about being an artist of the tarot deck. Was it in the video? Okay. Anyway. Okay, bye.